Alright, what's up, dude? Blind pick I see because both Caitlyn's, and then let's talk about summoner spells. Lethal Tempo I like because they have a lot of frontline, so Lethal Tempo get a lot of value out of the Lethal Tempo proc. Secondly, I would have gone Cleanse here again instead of Heal, because the only way you die in the bot lane is if Thresh gets a random cook on you. Caitlyn, if she's good enough, she'll trap the Thresh hook. That's like 2.5 seconds of CC already into Glacial Lock and Flay, and then you just die. So the only way you get out of that is if you cleanse the Thresh hook. Heal won't help you there, so I would have gone Cleanse here. And as far as how the lane goes, it's two hook champions since Pyke versus Thresh, and then it's Caitlyn. So it's basically about who has prio over the lane and how we can manipulate our waves the best. So let's see what you do here. Okay, oh, what's going on here?
Okay guys, before I get into teaching you all about League of Legends, let me give you a quick lesson on an even better game, Raid Shadow Legends, a super popular RPG with over 80 million players. League honestly pales in comparison to Raid's roster of characters. There are 3 times more champions than there are in League. The fact that there are so many characters means that everyone, including you who plays this game, is bound to have a favorite champion. In the spirit of Valentine's month, here's a list of my top 3 most attractive champions in the game. In my opinion, of course. Number 1 is Yumeko. If you like Zillion in League, you'll love her. She's a super versatile champion who reduces your cooldowns and increases the enemy's cooldowns. She can also reflect debuffs and is extremely self-sufficient with tanky base stats. Number 2 most attractive on the list is Visix the Unvowed. Visix is sort of a hard carry. She has one of the fastest speeds in the game. She's basically the first strike rune on steroids, making her perfect for endgame content. And last but not least, we have Madame Ceres. A lot of people rate her as one of the best champions in Arena. She has the ability to steal buffs from the enemies, sort of like Sylas. You can steal buffs and then your damage dealer can go in while they're debuffed and one-shot them. Guys, there's actually no better time to start playing Raid than right now. They're actually running a gigantic Valentine's Day event running till March 14th. All you have to do to participate is download Raid, copy your ID, and then go to raidlovequest.plarium.com. You can even win some Valentine's Day Raid champions and Amazon gift cards. And if you're an old Raid player, you can still share the love with a special promo code made just for you. If you want to get into the game, you can click my link in the description or scan the QR code that you see on the screen. If you do, you can get a free Epic Champion and bonuses worth up to $35. And as always, thank you to Raid for sponsoring this video, I really appreciate it. Now, back to your regularly scheduled program. Okay, never ever do this. Using your Q on the wave when there are no enemies. So the only reason why you would want to use your Q is if you can hit them at the same time. So there is no value in hitting and queuing the wave here because you already have prio. You know that Caitlyn and Thresh are leashing. So if you're not leashing and they're leashing, that means you immediately have prio. So you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is let the wave crash. Right here, auto the minions once and bam, there's your prio. Now, they can't do anything because you're going to hit level 2 before them. So you don't need to push this. So guess this is what happens when you prematurely push the wave like this. So if all the minions are low like this, what's going to happen is the wave is going to be at an awkward spot so that when you do hit level 2, it'll be hard to get a follow-up. So by killing these minions early, you are pushing the wave prematurely, and then it'll be hard for you to follow up on level 2. So what you want to do is, what you should have done instead, is if you have prio, you can literally just hit the minions once, and that establishes like you have push in the lane. Because they're not there, you auto the minions once, therefore your side has more HP than their side. So it'll eventually push towards them. If the Caitlyn and Thresh come back to lane and they start pushing the shit out of the wave, that's when you mirror them. So if Caitlyn autos the wave, then you auto the wave. So you can keep that +1 prio. And basically keep the push until you hit level 2, and then you can pressure them. So look. So the 3 melee minions are already dead. So it's going to be, if you see naturally, this is what's going to happen. The wave will naturally push to this weird, awkward state where the Caitlyn Thresh are safe near the tower and Pyke is unable to follow up. See, look, this is where the wave is now. So you guys are going to hit level 2 here. You guys are going to hit level 2 here, but then Pyke can't do anything. So you shouldn't have all of those minions there. Also, I like this. I like how you're playing this compared to the game you showed me before. I like that you're walking up and getting the pressure off because you're going to hit level 2 before them. Wait, you just stopped doing it. Bro, I just complimented you, stop doing it. Hold on. Okay, good auto here. You can do it again. See?
Caitlyn and Thresh were too busy preoccupied with the wave. They were in their auto attack animation. That could have been another auto right there. You don't have to be scared if you have prio. You literally do not have to be scared at all. Don't worry. All you have to be scared of right here is a Thresh flay range, because that's the only way you get hit. So you have to auto space the Thresh, but you can harass them at the same time. So here, yeah, good. That's another auto. Could auto them again right here. Right there. If you weren't running away, there's no need to be scared if you're running away. Because what are you accomplishing by autoing them running away? Nothing really. Because if they try to trade you back, then you trade back with them. And then you hit level 2 before them, and then all of a sudden they're too low and they might die. So you don't have to be scared. Good. Good auto attack. You're running away from the minions now. Good. Now you're trying to hit 2. See, look, you hit level 2, but like now look where they are. They're in such a weird spot. Pyke can't comfortably get his hook off. And he naturally misses that. But I like that you're walking up and establishing pressure because you're level 2 before them. That's good. But the wave should have been like right here. And then once you hit level 2, after that, Pyke can walk up safely. And then maybe he can get an E flash over here because it'll be like right here. And then you kill them after that. So yeah, first wave, just remember that. If you're not leashing and they're leashing, auto the minions once and that's your prio right there. Okay, now see, look. This is what I talked about last time too. The wave is in an awkward spot because you didn't crash the wave. And this is fine. The only problem is here. Look what happened to these 2 melee minions here. They just die for no reason because they're aggroing on the Caitlyn Thresh. So this would not have happened if the wave was right here. So what should have happened in this lane was you auto minion once. Wave's like right here for level 2. You have a stacked wave. Those 2 melee minions would have lived. And then you and Pyke both just push the shit out of this lane. Just use your Q on the wave, auto the shit out of these minions. So the cannon wave crashes and then it bounces back and resets here. And then Viego, by that time, Viego will be bot and ready to gank. So ideally what would have happened here is those 2 melee minions live. A third caster minion lives. You're 5 minion advantage. Now you and Kate. What are you doing here? Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to not auto the minions so that the wave bounces back and Viego comes bot and ganks, right? However, the problem with that is going to take a long time for the wave to bounce back because of the way you set up the wave. So ideally what you should have done here is just crash the wave and then it resets. Because what happens is when you do this is that they hit level 3 before you. And all of a sudden they have all the pressure now. So if their jungler was good, he would see that they hit level 3 before you guys, Thresh lanterns, flash flay, and you guys both die. So in the case that the wave is weird like this, when you set it up poorly like this, just crash the wave so it resets and you hit level 3. Like, yes, you played the first 2 waves pretty poorly, but in the case where you have prio like this, you should just crash the wave. Crash the cannon wave, and it bounces back, and then Viego's bot. So yeah, you should have pushed this wave. So yeah, then they naturally hit level 3 before you. Yeah, so if that Thresh was good, he would have seen that they're level 3 before you guys. He just flash flays and you die. Because they have 3 abilities and you have 2. Okay, so a very big fundamental thing you have to learn about waves right here is that I know you're trying to let the wave push to you so that Viego can come bot and gank. However, they're level 3 before you. If you're ever in a situation where you're trying to get your jungler to come bot and gank, you need to thin this wave out. Minions do a fuck ton of damage in the early game. So if Viego comes bot, they actually have a chance of 2v3 because the wave is so fat. So you want to let it push to you, but at the same time you want to thin the wave so that it still pushes towards you, but you are getting EXP and gold, and you're thinning the wave so that the minions don't do as much damage. So you want to hit level 3 ASAP here so you can match. Good. Okay, nice. Everything going according to plan. Okay, your Viego and Pyke messed up. That wasn't your fault. What should have happened here was Viego... Well, first of all, Pyke should have walked out way earlier than this. Viego should have charged his stun longer so that Thresh is stunned for longer and then Pyke can get the hook off and he doesn't flash. And then Viego overextends and he gets hooked and he doesn't He has fucking ignite, not flash. So that wasn't your fault. You set up a gank pretty okay here, but that was just mechanical error by Viego and Pyke there. Like, ideally what would have happened, you shouldn't have traded 1v1 1-for-1 there. Pyke should have just E-flashed, someone dies, you crash this wave, and then you back. Now you're in this weird spot where Viego's dead, Thresh is dead. The wave is fat because you didn't thin it out earlier, so it's hard for you to crash this. So in this situation, if the wave is weird like this, I would just thin it out as much as possible right now. So I would use my Q, call this entire wave right here. Call it. Because what you're also risking with this fat wave is if the jungler is ever cognizant of that, just comes bot and dives you, and you miss out on all of these minions. So whenever you're trying to let push you, remember to thin the wave so the minions don't do as much damage in the gank. Okay, good. You're trying to thin the wave now, but you should have done that earlier, right here. You could have gotten like 2 more Qs off. So if you're ever in a situation like this, where you are half HP because of a gank or something, and the thing doesn't go as planned, you have to look for a good back. So a good back could be if they do a poor back, like let's say they mess up a crash here and then just back anyway, then you can back at the same time. However, you have to stay. If they keep on pressuring you and then you back, you lose like a wave and a half. You only back if you really need to, but you have your tower safe. You can farm on the tower, and basically all you have to do, you have to wait for your jungler to come in and fix the wave for you. So let's see what happens. Okay, wave is here. You thinned it out. Good. That was very scary. If that Thresh is good, he flays you and you die. Always got to be cognizant of what can kill you. If that Thresh is good, he could kill you right there. Always abuse your range. If you watch my stream when I play Caitlyn, I'm always spamming A so I can see my attack range indicator, so I can just hit them right at the edge of my attack range and I'll never get hit by anything. Right there, you're dead. If that Thresh plays you right there. So you always gotta just spam A, or just have your attack range indicator up, or just memorize your attack range, because I know a lot of people don't like spamming A. But yeah, gotta be careful of those. Always in your brain, laning, team fight, anything, what can kill you, avoid that thing. Also, trading here is not good. We're in survival farming mode right here because we're waiting for our jungler to come and fix the wave for us, because we're at half HP, we have no pots. Thresh is back with an extra item. Yeah, he has boots and a health pot, and your Pyke still has nothing. So in this case, trading is bad because they want trades. You don't want to trade because you're already behind. So you're literally just going for survival mode, poking when you can, but basically you're just trying to keep the wave right here and wait for your jungler to come. Assuming that the other Caitlyn Thresh play the wave correctly. Like if I was the Caitlyn Thresh, I would just push the shit out of this and then get free plates. So nice. Viego's on the way bot side. Okay. Wait, this is good for you. This is very good for you. So they're backing for whatever reason. So if they back like this, I'll just recall. I'll just recall right now. Because so there's a gamble here. Really, really high level gameplay. They might do a thing where they bait out that they're backing, and then they wait in this bush, and then you guys get baited. You think they backed, and then you try to push the wave here, and then all of a sudden when you try to push the wave, Thresh comes out with a hook and then you die. So the best case scenario here would just be to back. See what you do. Good. Very good. I like this. I like this a lot. They kind of give you an out here. Very nice. If I was that Caitlyn Thresh, I would have stacked waves, tell my jungler to come bot and dive. Because even if it's a 3v3, Caitlyn Thresh win that 3v3 because they're an item and a half ahead. And they're full HP and you're half HP. However, they messed it up and you took advantage of that. Well done. So you probably come back to lane with new quiver. Nice. Very nice. Now it's 3v3. So what happens here? Okay, you could have played that better. When you're playing Caitlyn, remember, if anybody is trapped, you can Q them for free. And then after you Q them, you get an auto attack buffer reset. What that means is after you Q, your auto attack comes out faster if you just spam right click on them. So that Sin should have died. And I don't know if you knew this, but if you Q a trap target, even if your Q goes through minions, it'll still do full damage to the trap target. When Singe steps on that trap, right here, Q auto. Q auto. Also, this trap won't work because it just gets out of it time, so that's wasted movement right there. So Q auto, that Singe dies. So your Q missed there. It should have been, you should have Q'd right when he got trapped. So that could have been an equal trade for you, but it's okay. Whatever, 3v3. Also, Viego is level 5 and Singe is level 6, so I don't know what happened there, but... So now you have advantage right now. You don't have to be scared. There's nothing to be scared of. You can walk up and auto the Thresh. Because he has no flash. So same shit. Even level 2 to level 5 to level anything in the lane, if you have prio, you can walk up and auto. I mean, there's obviously edge cases where like if they're level 6 and you're level 5, if they have flash or something. But in a vacuum of a 2v2 where the stakes are like this and then you have prio, there's no need to be scared. You can walk up and auto. You can walk up and auto that Thresh. So this was kind of poor positioning. What was this? You kind of just let Caitlyn auto you. Yeah, what is this? I know you're probably trying not to get hooked, but you should not have been in that position to get hooked in the first place. So you're positioning like this. You're scared of Thresh going here hooking you. So play over here. Don't walk this way, walk this way. And get autos off on Caitlyn. Viego's doing drag. So in the case where Viego's doing drag like this, you can actually see what happens here. I guess Singe trades for Rift, right? Yeah, okay. That's fine. So actually, now that both of you are level 6, you can just walk up. Because Pyke's execute is like 250 health. So you don't have to be scared. Always be cognizant of what advantages you have. Like, even a smallest time advantage where like you both are level 6 and they're about to hit level 6, you can get that free harass off because they're not going to hit level 6 for a while. So in this situation where Pyke is level 6 and he's level 5, there's nothing to be afraid of. You can just walk up. Because if they try to fight you, Pyke goes in, you go in on the Kate, and she dies. So right here, you can just walk up and auto the Thresh for free. Also, if this Pyke was a little more confident, he could have done stuff too. Like, the onus isn't always on you to make the plays. Like, you're playing way better than this Pyke is right now. If this Pyke knew what he was doing, he would just E-flash and then they die, but it's okay. Okay, now look. Another wasted opportunity here. When the hook champions don't have their hookup, they are basically minions. So, you see Thresh uses hook right there? Bam, that is your cue to just go in. You go in and auto. There's nothing to be scared of. Because Pyke's Q is going to be up before Thresh's. So you just walk up and harass. There's nothing to be scared here. So bam. You have your prio. Same rules apply as before. You have your prio. Thresh just uses hook. There's no threat of dying anymore. You just walk up and auto. If Thresh gets low enough, you know, it's a free execute on Pyke. Bam, again. Just walk up and auto. Walk up and auto. Okay, so I can tell you kind of don't know what you're doing with the wave here. So, a general good rule of thumb for laning in general, you'll see this in challenge replays and stuff like that. If you have prio, it is a good idea to stack the wave and then crash when you have a lot of minions. Because when you stack the wave then crash, there are so many minions that you can get free harass off on K and Thresh. You can get a plate, you can ward, you can do anything you want. I would not have queued these minions right here. Because what happens is, you clear this wave, this entire wave dies for free, and then now the wave resets for no reason. So look. However, if you get the wave right here, kept your prio, you have 3 extra range minions for when the cannon wave comes, and then you crash it, and bam. That's a bigger wave crashing to their tower, so you can get a free plate, you can do whatever you want. But yeah, no need to be scared of autoing the Thresh here. So Pyke's E is not long enough for you to get a guaranteed trap at. So even if you trapped on top of Thresh there, it won't trigger. So what you should have done here is, if you ever get a guaranteed stun like this from any support, just Q. Because Q takes a long ass time to wind up, but it does a fuck ton of damage early. So what I would have done here is, I see my Pyke going in for that E flash. I know he's gonna do it because every Pyke does it. I see it. I'm walking up. Bam, that's an instant Q right there. Instantly Q right there. And then he's already low enough for Pyke to ult. And then this wouldn't have happened. Sorry, Pyke could have lived right there if you just queued when you got the guaranteed Q off. Also, you have no cleanse, so you die to the stun. It's okay, but yeah, mechanical error there. Any CC that your support does, just Q instantly, unless you can get that trap off. Like if you have a Lux support, you get the root off, you can walk up in time to W, then you Q when they're trapped. But things like Rakan, Naka, Pyke E, you know, stuff like that, where the stun duration isn't long enough, just Q instead. Okay, what happens here? Slight mechanical errors here too. So this trap does not really accomplish anything. What this trap tells me is you're just kind of like hoping Thresh walks up on it, right? But there's no way Thresh would walk on that trap. One, because the fight is this way, so he'll be walking that way. So what I would have done here, I would walk up, I Q instantly because they're slowed right here. That's a free Q right there. Remember, Q is a fuck ton of damage early. If there's any opportunity for you to get a free Q off, do it. So I would have Q'd right here. Singed and Thresh both get caught by the Q instead of just one. Ulting like this is not the best. With this trap and with this ult, you're kind of just hoping like it works, right? But that won't ever work. Thresh is probably gonna tank it. Yep. And then that flash is very unnecessary because you know that LeBlanc is gonna W and R and they both die. Very unnecessary here. All you had to do right here was Q right here. Q right here. Walk up and auto Thresh a couple times, and then LeBlanc comes in for the cleanup. And if they ever do get away, that's when you ult. But if there's ever an opportunity to auto, then take those autos, and then R when they flash away or do anything like that. And then they get the kill. LeBlanc both get the double kill. Good. So yeah, Sin should definitely died there. Okay, you go back to lane. Okay, so this against that team, I probably would have went Kraken PD, just because they have such a beefy front line and need the extra damage. Okay, now both of you low. Thresh is gonna come back to lane. So what I would like to see is you to stack this wave and then crash and then back. However, it's hard to do that because Pyke is so low already. So let's see if you could have crashed it earlier. I don't know if Pyke wants to back yet, but he probably doesn't want to back yet. Okay, in this case you can just keep slow pushing. That's fine. So if your Pyke ever wanted to back because he's like super low and then you would be left to 1v2, I would just immediately clear that wave and backed if you had an item. Okay, Viego should be on the way bot here. Okay, same thing. So here's some fundamental play that you should know right here. Talked about it before, but look, Thresh, no hook, no need to be scared. But also, look, your Viego's coming bot, so you want to trade right here. You want to trade so you get them low enough so that when Viego and Pyke come to gank, it's way easier than if they're full HP. There's no need to be scared of losing HP here. You didn't have to walk back there. Caitlyn wanted to walk up, that's a mistake on her part. So knowing when you want to trade and when you don't want to trade is very important. And that is a big theme of this VOD review actually. See what happens there. Okay, you definitely should have netted Singed instead of Thresh right here. Yeah, I would have trapped Thresh's way of walking, and then I would have netted Singed. Nothing stopping Singed from literally running at you. Okay, that's quite unlucky. What you gonna do about a Singed just running at you? It's okay. Okay, you have Berserker's Greaves, Quiver Pickaxe. So what happens here? Wow, Sinja's ult up again, that's crazy. Okay, yeah. This fight should probably just have never happened. Viego missed his stun, so there's no way you guys kill them. And also you don't see mid lane, so he's probably roaming bot. And you just die off of that. Kind of a tilted play from Viego here. Okay, none of this really matters because it's just things that have happened because of the way you played the earlier game. So that's why I'm not saying much about this, because it's just Viego comes bot. What can you do as a player when bad things happen and you live? That's good.